This video is brought to you by IXL, used by millions of students worldwide to get ahead in math, English, and more.
When you read an informational text, it's important to pay attention to how the ideas in the text are related and how the author organizes or structures the text. In this video, we'll explore the 4 main organizational text structures that you often see in informational writing: compare and contrast, sequential, cause and effect, and problem and solution. Let's talk about each one. There's compare and contrast structure, which presents similarities and differences. For example, while sunny days can be great for outdoor adventures, rainy days are perfect for cozying up with a good book. Here, we're comparing and contrasting sunny and rainy days. Next, we have sequential structure, which presents a series of events in a sequence or in chronological order. For example, when you venture outside on a rainy day, be sure to first check your local weather forecast. Then, make sure you put on the appropriate attire. Finally, grab an umbrella before heading out the door. Then, there's cause and effect structure, which presents an event and the resulting consequences. For example, today's thunderstorm resulted in deep puddles flooding the sidewalk. In other words, the thunderstorm is the cause and the deep puddles are the effect. And finally, we have problem and solution structure, which presents an issue and explores potential fixes for that issue. For example, if a dog is afraid of thunderstorms, the owner can try to create a safe and cozy haven with soft blankets and familiar toys. Here, the problem is the dog's fear of thunderstorms, and the solution is creating a cozy space for the dog. To identify a text structure, pay attention to specific words or phrases that may signal a certain organizational structure, and consider how the ideas in the text connect to one another. Let's dive into each of these structures so that you can see this in action. First, let's look at an example of compare and contrast structure. When comparing and contrasting, an author will present similarities and differences between 2 or more ideas. You might see some signal words or phrases like both, similarly, on the other hand, or however, that clue you in to compare and contrast relationships. Using a graphic organizer, like this Venn diagram, can help you keep track of the details that are presented in a compare and contrast text. Let's try that out with this text here. Both Southern and Northern Indian dishes are known for their aromatic flavors, but they each showcase ingredients that flourish in their own region. Right off the bat, we can spot some of those signal words. The very first word of this sentence, both, indicates that we're comparing some ways in which Southern Indian dishes are similar to Northern Indian dishes. Let's go ahead and add those titles to either side of our Venn diagram. The text says that they both have aromatic flavors, so we can add that to the center of our Venn diagram to show that it's something they have in common. But, as this signal word points out, the 2 cuisines are different in the ingredients they use. Let's keep reading to see what the different ingredients are. Southern Indian food tends to feature seafood, rice, lentils, and vegetables that flourish in a wet climate. However, Northern Indian food more heavily features meats, curries, and bread like naan. Oh, the word however signals a difference. It says seafood, rice, lentils, and vegetables are the stars of Southern Indian food, whereas meats, curries, and bread are staples in the Northern Indian dishes. And that's how it's done. Do you see how those signal words help us understand how the details in the text are connected? Let's turn to another text structure, sequential. If a text is structured sequentially, the information is organized in a particular order to show the process in which events or steps have occurred or should occur. This structure might showcase signal words or phrases like to start, next, then, and finally. Take a look at this text. As we read through, keep an eye out for any words that could signal sequential order. We can trace our information with this flowchart, which is a great graphic organizer to use with a sequential text. Here we go. In 1665, Isaac Newton performed a revolutionary experiment with light. To start, he cut a tiny hole into a window shade. Oh, did you notice these words, to start? This phrase signals that the steps of the experiment are going to be listed in sequential order. We can tell by the use of the word start that cutting the hole into the window shade is the first step. So let's add that to the first box in our flowchart. Cool. Let's keep reading to see what happened next. Then he placed a glass prism in the path of the white light. Okay, here's another signal word, then. So his next step was placing the glass prism in the path of the white light. We're moving right through this flowchart. Let's see what the final steps are. After passing through this prism, the light separated into the 7 colors of the rainbow. The word after definitely sticks out here as a sequential signal word. We can actually spot 2 steps in this sentence. The light passes through the prism, and after that, it separates into the 7 colors of the rainbow. Nice! See how this flowchart helps us organize the sequential steps of this text? Let's keep going with another text structure. In a problem and solution text, the author presents a problem and then explains the ways in which the problem has been solved or could be solved. In this type of text, it's helpful to keep 2 questions in mind. What was the issue, and how was it fixed? It can also help to track any problems and solutions that you notice in a table, like this one. Let's read this text together and see if we can identify any problem-solution relationships. Cape Hatteras Lighthouse has helped safely guide ships on the North Carolina coast since 1870. Okay, so far no issues, just a normal old lighthouse doing its job. Let's keep going. Over time, erosion of the shoreline began causing the ocean to creep closer and closer to the lighthouse. Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good. The shoreline was eroding, so the distance between the lighthouse and the ocean was gradually decreasing. That's definitely an issue, so let's add it to our chart. Erosion was causing the ocean to move closer to the lighthouse. Now that we've got our problem, let's turn back to the text. To save the lighthouse from the encroaching sea, engineers used a steel frame to lift the 4,830-ton brick structure and push it 2,900 feet farther inland. Oh wow, so engineers fixed this issue by moving the lighthouse even farther away from the sea. There's our solution. Nice work. Let's move on to our final text structure. A cause and effect text structure connects ideas within a text by describing how one event or action leads to a specific outcome or consequence. When cause and effect relationships are presented, you might see certain signal words or phrases, like because, led to, and therefore. It can also be helpful to ask the questions, what happened and why did it happen, to identify the causes and effects within a text. You can then track your thinking in a table, like this one. We can practice with this passage here. Because listening to upbeat music triggers the brain to release dopamine, a chemical messenger associated with pleasure and reward, it can create a positive and uplifting emotional response. Okay, let's pause here for a second. Did you notice this word, because? It's one of our signal words that indicates a cause and effect relationship. So let's ask our first question. What happened or happens? Well, it says that a positive and uplifting emotional response is created. So that's our effect. Now, why does this happen? We find that here. Listening to upbeat music triggers a dopamine release in the brain. So that's our cause. We've got one cause and effect relationship. Let's keep reading to see if we can spot any more. The fast tempo of upbeat music can also increase your heart rate and breathing, contributing to a heightened sense of excitement and joy. Here we go. This phrase, contributing to, alerts us to another cause and effect relationship. So, again, let's ask our 2 questions. What happens? The feelings of excitement and joy are heightened. That's our effect. And why does that happen? The tempo of upbeat music increases your heart rate and breathing. That's the cause. Wow, nicely done. Remember, identifying the structure of a text can help you deepen your comprehension. So the next time you read informational text, examine the ways in which the author is organizing the information. Pay attention to signal words that can help increase your understanding of how the ideas in the text relate to one another. And consider how the text structure helps reinforce the author's main ideas.
Head over to IXL.com for more practice on this skill and thousands more videos in math and language arts.